Welcome, all you entertainment holics out there in entertainment land. It's time yet again for another thrilling, exciting installment of, you guessed it, Wicked Entertaining, coming at you live every Friday night at 6 p.m. Pacific Time. That's 9 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on Rock Rage Radio and Rock Rage Live. You can also find us on our live channel, our YouTube channel. That would be Get Roll Global TV. And you can also, we're also Get Roll Global TV on Twitch and TikTok. And then you can check out our Linktree page to see all of our social media and website links. That would be, just type in at Jennifer DeVoe Muse. That's JenniferDevoe MUSE. And you can check out our radio station, Get Real Global Radio, KGRL, on Spreaker. We're also syndicated on iHeartRadio, Spotify, YouTube Music, TuneIn, Amazon Music, Audible, Apple Podcasts, plus pretty much everywhere else you can watch or listen to podcasts. And we're distributed by Sony Music Entertainment, Sony Music Publishing, The Orchard by Sony, and 50/50 Global Music Incorporated. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Jennifer DeVoe Muse. Hello to everyone watching or listening to this broadcast around the world. Let's all say hello to the sultry songstress, Amy Bowman, in the house.
Hello. Woo! It is Friday.
Exactly. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. We're going to give a little shout out to the Mag Daddy of Metal, Shyler Staver. He will not be with us this evening. I think he's still on his honeymoon or something.
Honeymoon phase, whatever. Get over it.
I think he's still on the honeymoon. I'm not quite positive of that, but I'm going to take a guess at it and say that's probably what he's doing. So we're going to leave him alone for the next week or two. I don't know, however long it's going to be for him to do this honeymoon thing. I don't know.
Get over it.
I just went to Palm Springs to the Agua Caliente Hotel, Casino, and Spa for about 3-4 days with the Muse, and that was the end of that. So I don't know how many damn fucking weekends you need to to honeymoon, but hey, you know, we'll teach their own. Rock Rage Live. I love how they always say stop by and have a drink, and I'm like, I think that's just a standard like message that they automatically send. I don't think our owner, John Joseph Coons, has
he's got his own bar somewhere.
I think it's just like an auto response message. Oh, too funny. All right. Well, we're going to bring our lovely, amazing, and talented it's our featured guest for this evening is none other than Dilly Brigs from the Dilly News Show. Woo!
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Whenever you do.
How are you today, lovely lady?
I'm doing good. I'm hanging in there. Long day, a lot of work, a lot of stuff going on, but I'm still here.
Good.
I know you're a very busy woman.
Busy.
Very,
very crazy. Like right now, my phone is trying to ring. I put it on mute, but it's still vibrating. And I was like, no.
Oh hell no! I turned that vibration right off. No.
Well, I like the vibration. We were just talking about.
I guess it depends. I guess it depends on where you put the phone.
Right?
Okay. That's why I always keep it in my front pocket. No, just wrong. Anyway,
oh my god.
So how goes it over there at the Dilly News Rock Show?
You know what? We're doing pretty good. We've had a lot of really cool little things happen for the show for myself and Krista Rose. You know, my niece, she's my photographer.
Love her.
Yeah, degreed photography. So it is a degree
Such a sweetheart.
in everything we do and everything, but it is a family business. So it is my niece, who does all of this.
Nice.
We've had a lot of really
That's
cool little
awesome.
things happen in the last year or so.
That's
Little
awesome.
change ups
Yeah.
and stuff. And it's been an adjustment, but a good adjustment, I think.
Nice.
Good. Good.
I know nothing of nepotism. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have my daughter as a co-host. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, she had to work for it. Trust me, there is no money passed down from me yet. That's why we're working hard to build it and stuff. But yeah, like on the show, so the show is featured on Rockers Edge Radio, and I am on the host for Rockers Edge Radio, and it is sister station to Chaotic Radio with a K, not a CH. That's been established for a long time. There's some change-ups happening right now with the station. They just they had the links down for a little while, and they're working on. They just put it back up, but it's a brand new link now because they've merged the sites. So they're going to be playing. Okay. I'm not 100% sure how it's going to run yet because it just relaunched a week ago on November 1st. So it literally just relaunched, and it's supposed to be set up to where people can go to the stream, and then you can choose to go to Chaotic Radio, and then or you go to Rockers Edge Radio. Where's your show? Where's your going to be featured that week? Is it my show on Rockers Edge that's going to feature your music? Is it Dutchie, who's the face of Chaotic for his Punk's Not Dead station or his show? Is it going to be him that's featuring it? And then you'll know, I guess it's going to be in different blocks. So until we know 100% for sure how it's running, it's supposed to be combined, but it's supposed to be easier for people to go to one site instead of having to have to get out of this site to go to a whole other site just to get on this link. And
that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's actually smart.
So I thought that was kind of cool. So so right now, if people try to go to the links, it's like, oh, what's going on? Just so people know, it just got relaunched. There's links, so we're going to be promoting that soon and putting out all the new links and stuff like that, for it to come out. But in the meantime of all of that working out, I'm not sure if you knew, but for the last, I would say maybe 8 months or a little longer, it was shortly after NAMM last year, my show got picked up, and my show is now featured on FM radio.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah,
wonderful. What station?
I'm so excited about this. So the guys from the Plow Zone radio show, shout out to my other new colleagues. It's not it's an and. It's an expansion.
Awesome.
But I have to leave my stations, but they reached out to me after NAMM and sent me a message. They said they really like everything I do. They like all the people I talk to. They like me, my craziness, and my just out there.
Right.
And they said they would love to expand and have me be on their station and have my show on their station. And I thought, oh my God, that was really cool. And again, it wasn't something I had to leave where I'm at now. It was just an expansion. So I thought I was just going to be turning in like my shows, my recorded shows and things like that, turn in like I would for, I turned it into my engineer for Rockers Edge and all that. But it turned out they really liked me so much. They say that Dilly Brigs, they're SoCal famous connection because they're out like Napa Valley and stuff like that. They're out in that area. And they decided to make me a part-time permanent live co-host.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Good for you.
That is awesome.
I was so excited about that because it was a huge surprise. I had no idea the station was even looking at me. I had no idea.
That's incredible.
I didn't even know, honestly, I didn't even know about their station other than I knew there were other radio people out there and I'd passed by and I'd seen them and, we all kind of supported and, and stuff like that. But I didn't realize that they were looking to have me come aboard. And instead of just me turning in my shows only for them to air with a lot of other people that, you know, have their shows too. They actually call me. They have a 2-hour segment on Wednesdays. So they go live on Wednesdays and they're on FM in the UK. We are the morning drive from 7 to 9 over there, but 11 to 1 our time, PST time here.
Wow.
That's wonderful.
But he says we're the morning drive talk show and music, not
That's
just talk, but
amazing.
all the music and stuff like that. So we're live on FM in the UK on Wednesdays, and in that 2-hour block that they have, they called me, and I have my 30-minute segment for the Dilly News Rock Show segment. What am I doing out here?
Incredible.
What
Wow.
music did I bring? So they'll still play, like, I'll turn in like 3 to 4 tracks, so that for my segment, I'm still able to feature the bands that turn music into me. I'm able to talk about them, promote shows. I recently interviewed Mike Z from KCal 96.7 Rocks.
Wow.
You know?
Oh, that's awesome.
That's
And they
cool.
asked me for the interview. I was like, wait, you want me to interview you to promote your big anniversary bash coming up with the station? And I was like, you know me?
Wow.
That's great. Good for
That
you.
is fantastic. That is
Yeah.
great news for you.
Yeah, and tomorrow I'm going to go catch the follow-up show. Is Mike Z KCal 20-year anniversary bash. It's happening tomorrow.
Wonderful.
At Red in Fontana. People can still get their tickets. My good buddies from the band Bias are also playing for his anniversary show.
Woo! Bias.
Love them, right? We all know Bias. We all love the guys from Bias. They're amazing,
Yeah.
which is breaking in a sequence.
I've partied with them. Hold on.
Oh yeah, I
Good
love these
dudes.
guys. Amazing.
Good dudes.
So we've
Good
had a
dudes.
lot of cool little things like that happen. So I've had a lot of bigger, what I consider to be the bigger fish, the people, the mentors that I would look up to and stuff are actually now reaching out to me.
Yeah.
And we've been collaborating and doing different things like that. And I thought that was really cool. And I think the expansion to FM, which also over the weekend, it does replay and trickle down to other smaller FM stations that they're affiliated with. And over the week, it gets replayed on an FM station in San Francisco, the Bay Area. And then
wonderful.
Capital of California, Sacramento.
Wow.
So I think a
Really?
lot of
Awesome.
it helped. Yeah, I think a lot of it helped open up even more doors. And
Nice.
but it's a process. It's not like it just happened overnight. I've been doing this. 10
Yeah,
years.
of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's
You know,
right.
it's chipping away at that iceberg
That's
constantly.
That's all you can
That's
do.
cool. That is really cool.
Yeah, so I was excited. So that was a really big deal. So that's the thing that's been happening.
That is amazing.
Live and can play, live music for everybody and stuff like that. So, but it's just an expansion. I'm really happy about that. I'm still happy to be hosting Rocker's Edge and featured on Chaotic. Anything with the written, because I am known for a review writer. That's how I initially started out, was review writing, because I am a degreed writer for that. And I am degreed in magazine market strategy writing, which is what professional review writing. So I still do that. So I'm still, I am featured on Inside the Orange Curtain and OC Review.
Those that's awesome.
Websites. So the written goes up with the coverage or interview or whichever I did. So then you get both. So I'm still featured there.
Good.
And they Inside the Curtain sponsors me, and OC Review sometimes still sponsors me to do things and to go places. Like they literally called me up and said, Dilly, you got to go to Infectious Grooves. Suicidal Tendencies.
Tendencies.
Well,
wasn't that that wasn't long ago though, right? That was not too long ago.
Like last week. Here's the tickets. You're gonna go on us and you're gonna go cover it. And I'm like,
wow.
Okay.
That's amazing.
So yeah, a lot of work, a lot of hard work, but a lot of good has been coming from it.
Yeah. That's amazing.
That is fantastic.
That. And last year we got an award for the show.
Very wonderful. What and can you tell our wonderful guests what award that is?
That is for it's PR and creative for creative community and PRing for all the things that I do for all the outside world, all the music community.
Nice.
Everybody and doing all I got an award, recognized it, for that, which was really cool. I was PRing a big event, a big South Bay Awards. I did that for 2 years, and then I also received an award for that, which was really cool. So now we can say we're actually an award-winning show.
That's wonderful.
Ooh.
And that's really cool to be recognized for all the work. I mean, it's a lot of work. People think what we all do is nothing. Oh, you can just right. The three of us know better. We know how much.
Right.
I don't know what you're talking about. I only have 3 fucking podcasts. I have no idea. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not an award-winning photographer or journalist. I don't know what you're fucking talking about. I'm not with Sony Music Entertainment. I don't do any of these things. I have no idea. I just know, Amy, we would never do well on FM, okay?
No.
I already did it. I was on FM for 5 years. I did FM for 5 years. I don't know if I could go back.
Mama has a potty
wonderful because you could. I know Dilly could definitely be on something like that because you're more. You're not filthy like me. Okay, you're not like raunchy and filthy like me. I'm like if Howard Stern and Andrew Dice Clay had a baby. Okay. These foul-mouthed people like that.
And you just never know what's going to come out of my mouth, Dilly. You just don't know.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I just don't think that Amy and I would do well.
I mean, it would be okay, but
you have another show. I do, but it's gonna be up to you. You just gotta talk to them.
No, I think it's amazing that it's opening more doors for you.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I just don't. I just see us going different avenues in that sense. Because of like what we do is similar to what you do on this show anyway, but it's also kind of different. I don't know. It's like, you know what I mean?
Well, there's a lot of different things that we do that this stuff is kind of the same, but everything else you do for Wicked Entertaining and stuff is stuff that's
what I'm saying. And then I have the podcast on Saturdays, which is about horror, sci-fi, and fantasy. And then our Thursday night show is about more like scientific and type of stuff where we talk about the differences between men and women and how maybe we can open up a dialogue and learn how to learn the differences between each other so we can communicate more effectively. So these are different things. And then our 4th podcast, which is going to be hopefully launching in the next couple months, will be where we interview drag artists from around the world. So it's what we do. Each show is a little different. Yeah. And then I also have my daughter's podcast, Minds on a Mission, where she interviews people from the world of business, like entrepreneurs and stuff, and how they got where they are and all that type of stuff. So everybody on my network has something different. I know at some point Shyler Staver or Shyler Stewart. I don't know which way he's going on that one yet.
We don't know yet.
We'll find out when he comes back from his honeymoon. We don't know if she's taking his last name. He's from the honeymoon. Maybe they're doing a hyphenated. I don't know. Couldn't tell you. When he comes back, he said that he wants to do a podcast on Monday nights about metal music. That's just metal. Him and his buddy are going to do a show. And we kind of already came up with a working name for it too. So I don't know. We're Mac Daddy. I can't remember. I'll have to look it up. It was stupid. Like we were coming up with just different names for his show and stuff.
Fun. That's fun.
But what have you? So have you been covering any concerts lately? I know you spoke about a little bit about some stuff, but. What have you been doing?
I've been going to a lot of the shows, so I still go to the shows, and awesome. So I can cover shows and all that stuff. Fingers crossed, there's a possibility. I don't want to say the name of the venue, but there's a possibility I might become the permanent review writer for a particular venue.
Ooh. I hope it's the Whiskey because that would be
a big venue Orange County? Can we narrow it down?
Can you say what county?
Hollywood?
Venue. It's not positive, but it was an offer.
What county? Can you just say what county? Just what county?
Yeah.
Just what county?
Can you?
It
might give it away.
Somewhere in LA.
I go a lot, but I go to a lot of places. So, so I don't want to say yet because I'm afraid of jinxing myself.
No, don't jinx yourself. Don't jinx yourself. Yeah, we don't want to do that.
Yeah, the possibility of an offer.
That'd be badass.
They like the reviews enough, and I hope they do because every time I go and make a review there, anyways, for my show stuff, they like it. So hopefully this offer is going to work out. And if so, I might be becoming the permanent review writer.
That's badass.
That'd be cool as hell.
And be their regular review writer because I'm already a known review writer. So if I can get added in with their media there. So I'm hoping that's another expansion. I just don't want to say anything until I can. It may be this within a week or two. I'll know. And then I can actually say I'm just afraid to jinx myself. And I probably will jinx myself here too. But after the New Year's, I have an interview with one of the guys from Poison.
Ooh.
With the management who said to me, out, and yes, we'll set it up. And yeah, I'm going to have a setup. I'm supposed to interview someone from that.
Bobby Dahl?
Ooh.
Mick Mars?
That's
Mars is Molly Crew. I'd like to interview Mick Mars.
Yes.
Mick Mars.
I'm being stupid.
Yes, I'd like to interview you too.
No, I'm being stupid. That's Motley Crue. No, I'm talking. What was the dude? Ricky Rocket.
Ricky Rocket was
the drummer, right? Bobby Dahl was like the guitarist. Who was that?
CC DeVille.
CC DeVille, yeah.
You know, I have a funny story about CC DeVille. Okay, because he's Orange County. Well, he used to be. I don't know if he still is, but CC DeVille was Orange County for a long time. So I don't know if he still is. But when my child was little, when my daughter was smaller, because everybody knows, they know we're all good friends and everything. You know, I'm a special needs family. I'm open about being a special needs family. My daughter is on the severity side, not just a typical special needs family. We're on the severity side of things. So I used to take my daughter like during when she was little, midday, when there was no crowds and stuff, to certain places, because it was easier to get her acclimated when it wasn't huge crowds. Well, it turned out CC DeVille took his son to places like that too, avoiding, of course, because of the fame, and he'll get bombarded with everybody.
Yeah, right.
So it turned out we went to the same little kid place at the block, or it's the Circle of Orange or something, but it used to be called the Block, and down in that shopping area.
Okay.
So yeah, I took her down. It was like midday, and I'm like, no one should be here at all. The time frame that we're here, you know, no one's gonna be here. It's like 11 a.m. You know, no one's gonna be here. So we went, and it was literally 2 other people there, and it turned out other people that were there was CC and his child. Since my daughter and me were the only ones playing in the same, like you're throwing the ball pit, and you're putting the balls in, and you could shoot the balls at each other and stuff like that. You can go in and climb and all that. And I was like, crazy. Why is that guy wearing his cowboy boots in the kid ball pit? Like I didn't realize it was him. He didn't look all rock star, like, you know, like at the concerts and stuff I've been to see him at and whatnot, you know. So all I recognized was he was wearing these really expensive cowboy boots. And I'm like, why is that guy wearing cowboy boots in the ball pit? I couldn't even wear my tennis shoes. And he's wearing cowboy boots. What's up with this? And when I said that, he started throwing. He put balls in the like the little thing to shoot at you. Little ball machine gun. And when I was saying that, all of a sudden, balls were flying at me, and I was like, "What the heck?" And I look over, and CC DeVille is on the little ball pit, right at me because I complained about his.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my daughter."
Can we say dick?
I'm throwing it at him. He was playing because we were the only ones there, so he heard.
Oh, okay. Because I would have thrown a ball and hit him in the head and knocked him the hell off.
balls up, and we're picking up balls, and me and her are just chucking them. I'll throw them at him and his kid. Get his kid, and we're throwing. And at the time, my daughter and his son looked like a similar age, even.
Hopefully, they're styrofoam balls.
We're throwing, and we're having a massive ball fight. And I didn't know until a little bit later on when one of my friends came to meet me there with her child. That's what we were waiting on. And she's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" I'm like, "This fucker's throwing shit at me." So I'm like, "We're having a ball pit fight. We're just playing, but we're having a ball pit fight. And we're yelling at each other. And we're doing all this stuff." And then she grabs me and she pulls me back. She pulls me back, right? And her husband just starts going,
"Do you know who you're throwing balls at?"
DC
DeVille from Poison.
Oh my gosh.
What are you doing? Why are you talking to me? What's going on? I'm like, he started it. And she's like, "Oh my God, that's CC DeVille."
So?
Like, no, it's not.
Celebrities can get knocked the fuck out too.
And then I was like, wait, that's CC DeVille? And then I took a good look at his face and I was like, "Oh, what do you know? Hey, Alyssa, what? Nail him!" And I'm just threatening. We just went back to playing. And I didn't even know I was playing in the ball pit with CC DeVille and his son.
Fun.
Me and my daughter had a play date with him and his son, and we didn't.
Didn't even
plan it. I'm like, "I've seen you in concert and I've been backstage. Your aunt sent us tickets." I knew somebody who was good friends with his aunt. And I'm like, but it was so funny because I had no idea. So no.
Oh my gosh.
I won't say yes or no, but I did say I had a funny story that I inadvertently had a child play date with Cece and his son.
So Dilly, can I ask you this? Because you interview pretty, famous people that have been around for a long time. Do you ever still get nervous when you do this? Like you get butterflies?
Every time.
Really?
It's so weird. Like, okay, a month and a half ago, tops maybe, one of my biggest interviews that I got on my own little self, I was so excited, was Vinny Appice, drummer of Dio, Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
Right? I was just
I would have died.
That's amazing.
I got that interview and the whole time all I kept thinking was, don't sit there and go. And where it was a Zoom interview and I did it with the Pow Zone because with the Pow Zone radio show being on them, they also have Roku television, so they have their own Roku television that they turn it in for their own Roku TV as well. So we recorded it through theirs this time, so they can quickly get it up to the Roku TV as well. And of course, I have my copy and all that stuff to put up, and which we did already. But I could see myself. I couldn't help it, and I'm like, but it wasn't because I was fangirling so much. I'd already seen him in concert. I already met and talked with him and his beautiful wife, and had already intermingled with them, and to even talk about getting the interview set up, and we went through the back and forth. But as soon as we were about to have it, it was just like the nervous smile, that making sure I don't mess up his name, I don't mess up pertinent information, and sound like I don't know what I'm talking about and things like that. So it's more of a nervous smile too, because I'm like, and I'm going in my head, I'm going, stop doing that. You're professional. You've been doing this for how many years? It's more of a nervous tick. Not always, it's because it's a nervous tick of I want to make sure I'm not going to say something I shouldn't say or something stupid, and so I still get that weird nervousness before each interview, and I'm like, it doesn't matter how long I've done it, but once after a few minutes, then I'm settled down and I'm okay again and stuff like that, and then I find my groove and I'm back to being me and doing what I know how to do. But I still, did you guys do that? Because that still gets me 10 years later, and I still get that nervousness sometimes.
Oh yeah, we went to Burning Witches last weekend or the weekend before, something like that. And the young ladies hung out after the show, and I was like a dumbhead, like hi. And it was like it was after a while. You're right. I just kind of calmed down, sat out in the back, talked to Courtney, the guitar player, for a while, and just kind of hung out with these ladies. And they're just like everyone else, but it's that whole that runs through my head. I'm like, oh my god.
They're still a person at the end of the day. They still put on underwear and fucking socks. The rest of us. They're no different. It's just everyone has a different strength. Everyone has a different talent in this world. You know what I mean? Some are better than others. Some are whatever. You know, it just, at the end of the day, they're still human beings. They still have feelings. They still get married and divorced. They still, you know what I mean? They still have children. They still, like, there's all these different things that people put celebrities on a pedestal like they're gods. Do you know what I mean? And they're not. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, they're still just a regular human being, like the rest of us.
They're no different than you and me and Amy right here.
Exactly. Sometimes people, it's just about being in the right place, the right time, the right band, the right radio station, the right whatever.
Yeah.
Or things to come together. But it's also about the work that you put in. Do you know what I mean? You really think that drummer, it became that way just overnight? Like he just magically became an amazing drummer? No, you had to put in years and years and years and years and years and years of hard work and dedication just to learn how to be a drummer, and then practice and practice and practice to get good enough to be with a band. And then even when you're with a band, like it's just like it's a trajectory. But it takes hard work. It's like Michael Jordan. It's like anybody. If you don't put the work in and you're a lazy slacker ass motherfucker, then nobody's gonna fuck with you anyway. Some people are just naturally more talented or gifted than others in general. And then other people just really put in the work, or they're talented and they put in the work. It's just a combination of things. But at the end of the day, if you're not putting in the work, you're going to get no results. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You still have to write press letters. You still had to write press letters to these people to get, you know what I mean? Whatever. You think me standing next to Orgy at the fucking House of Blues one night in West Los Angeles? Like, come on, man. You think that, like, oh, hey, what's up? I just started talking to them. I didn't give a fuck. I'm that person. I don't fucking care. You're just a person, same as me. I don't give a shit. Oh, wow, you were once in some big band. Oh, that's lovely. I'm sorry, like, it's just not as important to me. Yes, it's amazing. I met Stephen King. He's my favorite fucking author in the entire universe. I've interviewed Natalia Neidhart from WWE. She's my favorite female wrestler besides Chyna. I've interviewed Elvira, for the love of Christ. She was my childhood idol and what made me proud to be a woman. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's all about going out there and putting in the work. And you think I just got with Sony Music Entertainment overnight and it just fucking fell in my lap and happened? No, I had to work my ass off to get to that level. I had to work my ass off to be on Rock Rage Radio. Rock Rage Radio is one of the largest and most popular fucking online radio stations in the world, people. So you don't just get this shit just handed to you. Just, here you go. I had to be on FM for 5 years. I had to work my way up through the channels, have my own podcast, book my own guests. I'm friends with fucking shit tons of celebrities now. I've been on the red carpet with celebrities. I don't fucking care. That's what I'm saying. Like, at the end of the day, they're people just like us.
Yeah. And it's got to be a good collaboration too, because they also can't, you can't expect that person to come in, they're going to interview and all that stuff, and then you also not put anything out there for them.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
So I like that the people that I have been able to interview do have that back and forth and have been respectful in that manner.
That's awesome.
I totally agree, though, because if you don't put in the work, people don't know who you are. Who?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What's that? And it is like, for example, it was really cool. I actually, somebody that I know is made an announcement recently that they became the publicist for a certain. Well, they were already a publicist to a lot of different people, a lot of big names, a lot of stars, and all that other stuff. And they announced that they are also now going to be the publicist for Bruce Kulick, of course, former guitarist of Kiss.
I love you, Raquel Figlow.
I know, you know who I was talking about.
You know last week's episode. God damn you, Raquel. You better
public relations. She works with almost everybody in the world.
I need to reschedule you.
Great, amazing person and everything. And she made an announcement that she's going to be working with them too as the publicist.
Yeah, she works with some of the biggest names out there. Hell yeah.
And everybody knows her, and she works with all the huge names out
there. Sat in the hot tub with that woman
to get them media exposure
and you.
Like but she posted, so for anybody that wants to, interview or anything like that. So for media, of course, inquiry, you reach out to her site, her professional sites and stuff like that. However, I'm the only one that underneath that post, we're all congratulations and this is great. And for all the media, this is where you reach out for inquiries to go through her for an interview. But after she posted that in the comments, she posted, Dilly, you need to interview my clients. And I was like, okay.
That's amazing.
We put in my request like everybody else through my professional work site to your professional work site. But the fact to have somebody like that in that caliber who's representing somebody of that caliber to name me in the post, I want you to interview my clients.
That's amazing.
Because that shows
that's awesome.
It's for the work. They appreciate my work. My work is appreciated by the people out there who are, because she posted for everyone to reach out through this email, but named me in a comment and said, I want you to interview my clients. And I was like, that means your clients are going to see that you trust me enough with my work to, to even put my name on there, and bring that attention. So I understand what you mean, because you got to work your butt off for everything.
Yeah.
I don't feel I have a choice in the manner for me because my family is on the severity side of things. So I was degreed in other stuff. I was a floral and I'm a florist by trade.
Wow.
I had a degree in floral work and agricultural work. And I wanted initially to open up my own downtown floral shop, wedding shop.
Oh, that would be nice.
All the time. One of my specialties is all the huge arrangements and things like that. But and I worked at flower shops when I was younger, and I just turned out I had a knack for it. And so I got degreed in it, and that was my life plan. Was I wanted to open up a floral shop. I've always wanted to be my own business entrepreneur person. I didn't want to be somebody else. I've always had that drive since I was little. And I think it's because somewhere in your brain, the universe is telling you the type of life you might have and what you're going to need to do or something. And, so I've always wanted to do that. So that was initially my plan, and I was really good at it. And I did a lot of weddings on the side. I had a business partner all ready to go in this. We made a lot of money from, side jobs and stuff, and we were going to do all that. But then I do have a son, an older son, my son Thomas is amazing. But
he's awesome.
It was my daughter. It was
my Tommy.
So he'll like that. He'll like the shout out. He misses hanging out with you guys when we go to.
I know. I miss you, Tommy.
So he did family business.
Of course, I miss your daughter too. I just.
But it was with her that the severity diagnosis came in.
Right.
And she was triggered because she was she hit all her trademarks early. She was the savant. She hit everything early. She spoke early. She did all this stuff early, and then she reverted completely everything back.
Wow.
So we're on the severity side of things, and because of that, the government tells government agencies and people when they work in those and they're talking to parents and they're honest.
Yeah.
Honest. You know me, I'm such a hardcore advocate, political.
Yeah, as you should be.
By another name, I am politically known for politically fighting for my special needs community. And the last 23 years, I have made real change. Principals replaced, vice principals replaced, bus drivers replaced, managements replaced. The people that need to be working with our special needs kids and don't have any idea what they're doing, you need to get people that are trained for it.
Amen.
And all this advocacy to get the right people in and all this stuff. So I'm known by my butterfly I'm not known by my name. I'm known by my actions. Oh, it's that.
Yep.
Yes, she's here. Yeah, now you're going to see what happens. Or, oh, she's here.
Are you sure we weren't born siblings? Like, you and I are so, like, identical in how we are. I mean, you and I are like twins. We should have been twins. You, me, and Amy are
I said, you and I are like sisters when it comes to this type of stuff. But I've been able to do all that and make all that change. Like I literally asked to run for like council or something in my city.
Hardcore delegate.
Oh, you could.
A little longer. I do plan once I get my foot settled with all the new change up that's happening with the show and that type of stuff, because the FM is this year. That's happened right after NAMM. And then before that, I was on the Metal Hall of Fame red carpet doing interviews. I got a sweet spot, and I interviewed almost 25 interviews at the Metal Hall of Fame last year.
Amazing.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
And Metal Hall of Fame is also for a charity for special needs. It's Drums and Disabilities. He does it for the special needs community, in case people don't realize. When you're out there, the medals and blah blah blah, you're also supporting the special needs community, which is why I do.
Awesome. That's amazing.
Nice.
You know, so and like I interviewed Sebastian Bach, and
it was wonderful.
And Chaz Leon from Kings of Thrash, which is
heck yeah,
band, and all that, you know, just wonderful stuff.
I love Chaz Leon. He's such a good dude. He played. I remember when he played my concert. He played for one of my shows. I think it was Petey's place. I think that's where it was. Okay. Great show. Oh, just such a great show. Amazing. Such an amazing voice. Oh God, just such a good dude. Really is.
Yeah,
I miss that dude. I really do. I miss that dude.
They're touring right now. I know they're touring. They're touring.
Yeah, they're in Europe.
Amazing. I thought I saw something about that on Facebook. That's really great. I'm so glad for them.
He does his tributes, and he'll play local for his tributes. You can come and see him and stuff. But he still does those as well for the.
That's what he did for my show. It was a night of tribute bands, like tribute stuff, like, you know what I mean, like tribute bands and cover bands and shit like that. Yeah, it was amazing.
Soundgarden cover band, and then he does, of course, Megadeth cover band and all of that. Which is
he did. I think it was. I want to say
frontman for David Ellefson's new band.
It was a great show.
So it's a lot that goes into it. But I always feel like someone walked by me at the when I got to the Metal Hall of Fame.
Right.
And honestly, I didn't even know who it was. Because they walked by me from behind and they tapped my shoulder and they said, "Oh, look at hardest working woman in the industry." And they kept going, and I didn't even know who it was.
Oh wow. So I have a proposition for you.
I didn't even know who it was. Yeah, but that's because they're like, "Oh, you're everywhere." I'm like, I have no choice.
I have a proposition for you.
Yes.
Not in an inappropriate
right now.
Not no. That was in the past, sweetie. I'm just kidding.
She went there, Dilly. She went there.
For the longest time, I had people convinced that me. For the longest time, I had people convinced that me and Sasha George had something going on the side. We were fucking with people on that one. I had so much fun. I was laughing about that one.
They just fucking around. People would.
That's why I say I love to mess with people. Got to keep them guessing. No, so Amy and me and Shyler are gearing up over this starting hopefully after the beginning of the new year. We're going to start doing our own concerts and events again out in SoCal from San Luis Obispo kind of like area and down. So we would be extremely honored if you would provide media coverage for our concerts.
Yes, we really would.
Like our official media person and stuff.
Yeah. We love it.
Oh my God, I would love that.
Yeah, because we need somebody classy that's like hardcore and into the type of stuff that we do, and you know what I mean. We need somebody, and maybe even if you ever want to host an event at any time for us, or anything you want to do, like when we do the Orange County stuff, like Orange County, San Diego, San Diego County kind of stuff. when we start doing down that way, maybe. I don't know if you ever want to do like a host on the stage type of thing or anything.
I would love that. I would
That would be
absolutely
awesome.
Because I can't be there, so I need someone who's like an extension of me. And I know Amy would be doing some too.
Left hand because Amy's her right hand, and today we're at.
That's what I'm saying. Shiler's gonna do some too. So I'm trying to build like a community for us to continue on where I left off, almost 3 fucking years ago. One of my biggest regrets ever.
So amazing. You did all this amazing stuff in businesses, and everybody just wanted to collaborate and be
I had a lot of fucking
which says a lot about you.
Before COVID,
this and that, but people want to be around you and all the stuff that you do, because you do so much, and it's not just for everybody else. You do what you want, how you want to have it done, and people are still there like, oh, I want to be a part of that. So it shows, it shows that right there should show people, your work and what you do. And when people want to collaborate with you and come to you, I'm like, I'm just so excited that you even said that. The fact that what you're going to be doing shows out here, I want to go with you. Yes.
I want to get back to that point where we're like pre-COVID type shit, where I was working with about anywhere from 6 to 8 venues at a given time.
Yeah.
So I kind of like to, but I want to branch out and do like Orange County more, San Diego County. I want to do up like north, like Ventura County, and up to where, Shiler and Amy are, because Shiler's in Bakersfield and Amy's up San Luis Obispo. So I would like to like run it down the coast, kind of like,
Yeah.
And then I'd like to get out to, I want to get out where Nathan is too, out like Inland Empire, out in the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go back to Pomona and places like that, Riverside County.
That's what we're talking about. Nathan Young of Young Blood Productions.
Yeah,
he's everywhere too, and he does all the promotions and everything else too. Yeah, no, I would love to do that. I think that would be great, and just again another thing just to expand on again, and then with that I can give it not just the also internet radio with Rockers Edge and Chaotic, but FM station exposure as well, and just to keep going down the line for that, that
would put you in the orbit of Rock Rage Radio also, so you'd be like kind of in that branch, so you could maybe I can get you syndicated on his network too if you would like to. I could talk to John. I think you would be an amazing addition. You just send him your copy and he just upload it into their thing, or he would even probably give you what he did with me before.
I follow him because I support him back too, the way he supports me, and we all try to help each other.
That's what I'm saying. If we all help each other, I think that it would benefit.
I would rather collaborate than cutthroat. I think that's ridiculous. And
I think it's so stupid. Why? Why do I want to undercut you when? Why? What we're doing is similar-ish, but not.
Our own knack, and we all have.
That's what I'm saying. We're all different. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like people I interview, we might like cross over and interview some of the same people, but we all be in our own different genres and different things and stuff, So
I'm working on Tommy Chong right now.
In your threesome, of your and Amy's threesome, sure, I'll be the third in there.
I'm working on Tommy Chong right now. I'm trying to get him on before anything happens. I mean, he's in his fucking like mid 80s or something. So I got to work on some of these people like right away.
Right. God, really? I didn't think he was that old. Ooh.
That's what I'm saying. He's up there, so I gotta hurry up and get on some of these people. Dick Van Dyke just died finally at 95, so gotta hurry up and get on this shit. You know what I mean?
My clock is ticking. I just gotta keep on going because
I've actually hung out.
I gotta provide after I'm dead. Like they tell me, you got you need to provide after your death.
Yes.
For use of your child to still be able to receive the services that you've paid your whole life into. So you have to provide for after your death. And I was like, I can't even provide for my life right now to make sure everything is 100%. You want me to provide after my death. That's why I'm everywhere. That's why you see me everywhere. And oh, you got such great motivation. Yeah, my death. I can't die and not leave some type of royalties.
That's
somewhere.
what I'm saying. Got to have some kind of legacy or something, right?
Right.
And that's why we got to preserve our fucking legacy now before it's too late. You know what I mean? Like I'm 50. I'm about to be 52 the end of January. I'm not saying how what your age is, ladies, because you know not every woman wants to put that out there.
22.
I don't have a problem. Hey, look, I look like this, and I'm fucking about to be 52. I'm okay. I'm all right. I'll be all right. Because I did
on my laugh line.
That's what I'm saying. You look amazing. Both of you look amazing. That's what I'm saying. You would never know you guys are your age ever in a million years. I would think you were both like 40. I'd say you're both 40.
I know. I don't act it, you know, but no, I would love to collaborate when we can talk and collaborate more on what the idea is and all that stuff, so we can work around schedules and do all of that stuff. Because again, for me, I like the expansion. I like collaborating. I think that's cool. I love the idea of working with you guys that way, you know. And again, it's more of an expansion, and for me, it also shows my daughter you can still do something even if you have to do it differently.
Let's do some autism events. I want to do some autism events.
You guys know,
you can have like rock bands and metal bands like perform and raise money for autism. Let's do some of that.
I'm 100% involved in all of that.
Let's do this.
The Autism Foundation.
Yeah, let's do that.
I'm
all for that.
I think we should do that, huh, Amy?
I'm all for that.
This is a huge event coming up for them. But they do a lot of those type of events, but they always need that help and exposure, like even to raise toys. You know,
down for that.
In Christmas we have the huge event. We're supposed to provide toys for 3,000 to 5,000 families. So all these toy drives are starting to happen. Yeah. But if you go to a concert, bring a toy.
Yeah.
And here. You know how many concerts? We know how many people pack a concert.
Yeah. It'll be like all proceeds from tonight's concert goes to
the foundation
Autism Foundation
for their Santa event just by one concert, and people bring in one unwrapped toy.
That's what I'm saying.
$10 more type of thing. You know, so I would love that, and I can definitely work that and hook that up because I am part of the OC Autism Foundation.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
That'd be cool.
I'd be down for that. Let's raise some money for autistic kids and kids with Asperger's and all that loveliness. Oh, shout out to my special friend, Nick. What's up, dude? Nick Palmer. He is my wonderful friend with Asperger's. Love you, dude.
Hello, Nick. I'm ADHD.
Hey, Nick.
I'm bipolar with anxiety, so
anxiety, got depression, Oh, we are so open in this household about talking about our mental health.
You want to see all my bottles of pills?
None of them.
I'm on 4 psych meds and anti.
Some of my son's friend comes to me and say, "Hey, you know, I'm kind of having this problem with this and this and this and this." And then next thing you know, we're talking therapy stuff and going through stuff like that, you know, because people know I'm so open. I'm open about it, you know. I don't.
Therapy is a good thing.
Don't be embarrassed if you're having a meltdown. Don't be embarrassed if you're having so much anxiety right now. You don't know what to do, and you're trying to lock yourself in your room or whatever. You need to talk to somebody else or whatever. You know, I'm open about that, and I want. So that's why I work with all the foundations too, because that is my life. That I am one of them. You know, but I'm one of you. We're all together. We're trying to help each other out because we're all that way.
I know. My child was a special needs child. He still is. No, I'm just kidding. No. I didn't
it doesn't go away.
Yeah, it doesn't. He still has emotional disturbance issues.
Mm.
So, but he's also not getting the help he needs. He's not going to therapy and he's not on medications because he chooses not to. That's his choice. As an adult, you can't make people, I haven't been able to make him take medication since he got out of that fucking school in Utah when he was 15. So
Oh wow.
Once they're like 6'1" and weigh more than you, it's called yeah. You just kind of like get the fuck out of their way.
Well, that's why I tell parents too. You know what? You start early on. Don't. I'm gonna wait till he's a little older, and then I'll show him.
He was a year and a half. I had him on a psychiatrist. 1.5, because he was psychotic. He had already had like yes.
Wow.
Yes. He was psycho at 1.5. How many people do you know just take your child out to a fucking psychiatrist at that age? He's always been that way. Since birth. So
yeah, we're all in the same boat. We know,
yeah,
you know, our families have that harder life, so we have to do things differently. We don't get the 9 to 5
IEPs twice a year. IEPs twice a year.
IEP
Every 6 months. Every 6 months. Yeah.
Yeah, that reminds me, Dilly, I'll text you in a couple of days and maybe you can give me some advice for my daughter in the regional center right now. I feel like every fucking time we go, not that I want to take this over, but every time we go, I feel like I'm going to fight that lady who's supposed to be her caseworker.
Oh, yeah. Some of these caseworkers are just deplorable. They're just so like, have a stick up their ass. They're not very good advocates. They're just like pathetic puppets of the state. I don't have time for that shit.
I don't.
Are you really here to help my child or not?
Yeah. So we all know how hard it is already.
Too many psychiatrists and counselors
already in place
too bad.
For certain families who have gone the right route and the years of lists of waiting and things like that. And we still get the short end of the stick and told this and that, unless you know the right words to say to the right person. And like someone I told one time, I said, and for a program that I was trying to get my daughter in, and we couldn't get her in after all because they didn't have the right information for themselves. Damn. And I said, how can you be a regional provider service without the right information that you're telling parents, and then you're giving the parents the wrong information, and then everything goes bad, and then you just say, oh well. That happens too much, where the parents are like, oh well, wait, but I just went through months of this, I just went through months of that, I just went through this waiting list with my child for this because you promised this, and then it turns out you didn't give me the right information.
Right.
Okay, this is where you're not going to like me. Now let's sit down and I'm going to tell you what you need to do. I'm that advocate that you're not going to like anymore because this is what you need to do. And if you don't do this with regional and get on the right page with regional, I'm going to tell regional you shouldn't even be a service on regional in the first place.
Oh, yes.
Love it.
They switched out respite services. Because they knew it was. And I said, that means I'm not the only family missing out on this. That means there's a bunch of other I'm somebody who knows how to get the help and fight for that help. And I still get the short end of the stick. I can't even imagine families that are just starting out.
Oh, I know, right?
So that's what I tell them. I'm sorry. I did everything you told me to do. I followed every one of your rules. And now you're not following your own rules. So now I'm going to advocate to make sure you do.
Right.
You know, they're like, well, no, because this is what we families go through, and you guys think it's okay, and it's not, because you're not dealing with the end result.
They're dicking you around, and they don't even have a child like that themselves, so they don't know what we go through. They just like, oh, I'm just here to help families and stuff, and that's lovely. I'm happy for you.
But where's the actual help?
But where's the actual help? I don't
go by words, I go by actions.
Amen. And
that's what everything in my life. I don't go by words, I go by actions.
I had to fight the state of fucking California. I won, and I got them to foot the bill and pay for a lawyer and all kinds of other shit to send my son to a school in Utah for level 14 lockdown offenders. Like, he was like really bad. So he had to go to a reform school. It was that, or he goes to juvenile hall. Which would you rather have? But it really wasn't. It was a psych facility, lockdown, around the clock lockdown psych facility. But but it made him worse, to be honest with you, because he was in there with other psychos that had serious mental issues and also were on his level of offender type things. I put him in there to save him, and it just made him worse. It made it so now he had more connections to that world when they got out and other things. And then, then he got into the gangs and all kinds of other stuff. And just, it's not been a pleasant thing, to be honest with you.
No, but
again, it's choices.
But in the end, you're still there. You're still here. You're still fighting. You're still doing what you have to do.
Yeah.
Keep your family alive. And keep them doing
I just hope that I hope it doesn't carry on to my grandson, but he's already exhibiting signs of like OCD and the anger, like the temper. I don't want to say it. It's like he's got that, immediate like it reminds me of the bipolar shit. You know what I mean? Like he's already exhibiting signs of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at least the thing is that
he's to look for now.
Into a family that is now specializing in understanding this.
Yeah.
At
least now I know what to look for.
You understand. Right. Yeah, exactly. You know what
I told his mother. I told my son's daughter-in-law. I just say daughter-in-law. Good enough. So my grandson's mother. I told her about our family history. I don't know what her family's history is. I do know her biological father is a drug addict.
That's tough.
Criminal background and whatnot. I mean, whatever. I don't know. Maybe he has mental issues. Which I don't know. I don't really know their chemistry in the sense of, how everything goes. But I worry.
That she has understanding that you're saying you're realizing and you're seeing the displays and everything, so they can try to start doing early intervention, and at least you also
I hope she listens.
And we know the route not to go because of what happened with your family. So you have at least can help her navigate. If she allows that, then hopefully get the right help.
At least we're in that generation where I actually went and got my kids help. My mother, I was having anxiety attacks at like 10, fourth grade. I think I had my first one that I remember, like at school. And my mother did take me to the doctor. He just told me to breathe into a fucking paper bag.
Yeah. Breathe into a bag.
That was it. That was it. That was his solution.
Wow.
He's also the man that told my mother she had a urinary tract infection, or it was a kidney infection sometimes a bladder infection. You know what she really had? Cervical cancer. Ding, 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 ding. God.
Wow.
Jeez.
No, I'm just saying, like, doctors can be the problem too because they don't diagnose everything properly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If they don't catch things like autism, if they don't catch things like dyslexia or other things at a young age for children, it's not good. So the doctors have to be on board as well.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and I get it though, because when I was younger, my family didn't have any idea. My mother didn't. She was not somebody that was.
Well, that was at that age, right?
Like everybody else. What?
The 80s, they didn't really know about that type of stuff as much, though.
No.
You know what I mean? Like autism and other things have become more information is out there in the last 20 years or so. Then
because we're the generation of exposure. Yeah. We brought all the exposure out.
And that's wonderful, though.
Awareness,
but I think they got better. Yeah, and I think they got better at diagnosing it as well. I think sometimes it comes to that point where we see it now. We've seen more and more cases. Now we know what we're looking for.
Yeah, I think doctors are getting better about it now, about catching it at younger ages to help the parents, maybe to hopefully they help them navigate in some way.
Right. Because like I didn't even realize until like, okay, I had to become the expert for my kids, but it wasn't until I started doing all of the filling out all the forms for them and asking all, answering all the questions and like, oh, don't worry, you can help from mama. Blah blah blah. Oh, don't worry. How you deal with this? Because mama had to deal with that when I was little, and blah blah blah, and blah blah blah. Oh, you get that from mama, and then it finally clicked in my head. Oh, you get that from mama.
I gotcha.
Oh,
okay.
That's what makes me so different, because I heard so much my whole life when I was younger. Why are you so different?
Right.
And I would always go, I'm different.
You too?
Yeah. Why are you always so different? Why do you always have to be so different about things? And I'm like, I didn't even realize I'm being different. Am I supposed to be the same as you?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, here's something like clueless. And my mom, again, she didn't give me any type of diagnosis, no help, no nothing. My daughter's just wild. One, my older sister, bad seed. Me, just kind of out there wild, and she didn't understand why. And then
You're just a lot of fun.
A weird sense of justice. Well, that was wrong of them. Well, that's not for you to say, but that was wrong. But that's not. But that was wrong. Like as a kid, because I'm not thinking. So one time, and we were latchkey kids, if people remember that term. Parents were always gone because they had to work, so the children were left to their own. Not like you can't 5-year-old by themselves. But once upon a time, you're latchkey kids because you have a key to the house because no one's home. So basically, I pretty much felt like I lived alone when I was little. I have a sister that we never got along with and stuff like that. Only and then we had each other's backs. Other than that, we were the ones always fighting. So I pretty much raised myself. I felt like I was always alone and stuff like that. So I lived in a little apartment complex once that had the little communal swimming pool in the middle of the complex.
Oh yeah, right.
And my boyfriend, my best friend at the time, he became my boyfriend, but I didn't know what I didn't as junior high, first boyfriend, right? Don't little kids, whatever, 7th grade and what.
Right.
But with my ADHD and all that other stuff and the social cues that I would miss and not because nobody told me about cues, nobody informed me what ADHD was because nobody knew back then.
Right. Oh yeah, then they didn't know.
And then what other people found the easiest, I found the hardest. What they found super hard and couldn't do, easy to me.
Right.
Well, my boyfriend would come swimming with me at my house house during after school. So he would just come and let's go swimming for a couple hours and then do homework and whatnot because I'm going to be by myself anyways.
Right.
So I'm going to go swim for a couple hours. I'm going to be by myself. You want to come swimming with me? Sure.
Right.
So he would come after school, and this was junior high. Okay, remember 7th grade.
Right.
New giant boobs at 7th grade. I was small and skinny, big boobs though. At 7th grade.
Yeah.
So I didn't know, and I didn't stop to think about it, that it was wrong of me to change in front of him.
Oh, well, yeah, because you're not thinking about that type of stuff at that age.
Nobody told me.
No, you're not really thinking like that.
That's something you should do. Whatnot. And my mom never, my daughter's just different. That was it. There was never anything else or redirection or understanding of things and whatnot. And he would come swimming with me every day. And they're like, he goes to your house every day and swims. I said, yeah, he swims with me every day. And I was all happy. How sweet of my boyfriend to come over every day and go swimming with me and keep me company and stuff because I'm by myself. And well, that's because I was getting naked and with him every time.
There's something in it for him. I gotcha. You're getting all naked in front of him. And he was all like,
I went out of my house. Nobody's there. I'm by myself, just me and him. Yeah, it was an apartment. And I go, okay, I'm going to go change now. And are you going to change? Yeah, I'm going to change. And I just take my clothes off.
Oh, man.
My birthday suit. you know, and then we all put my bathing suit on in front of him, and I'm all adjusting it over my big boobs, and he didn't even think about it, and he's just like, "Oh, I'm gonna change too." So then he'd get naked and change in front of me, and then we'd go swimming, and I'm not thinking anything sexual.
Oh wow.
I'm not taking it like that.
Yeah.
I was all, ooh, every day I get to see her naked. And it wasn't until our friends found out that he came swimming every day at my house. And they're like, he's actually not in a really good home situation himself. He's not supposed to go anywhere after school. He's supposed to go straight home.
Right.
And I was like, but he comes swimming at my house every day. And they're like, no, he's not supposed to do that. You don't understand. He's in a situation at home where he has to be home after school or he'll get in trouble. And I'm like, he swims about an hour a day with me before he goes home.
Wow.
So I guess that was worth the trouble back then.
Well, there you go.
Trouble every day. No one told me with my ADHD. There's certain social cues that you should know.
Yeah.
Right.
No one told
Yeah.
me that. First boyfriend got a free show every day after school.
Yeah.
Wow.
I had no idea that was wrong.
My parents used to look at me like I had two fucking heads, dude.
First time my mom found out, what the hell are you doing getting naked in front of him? I'm like, you didn't tell me I couldn't.
Yeah.
Like, that should have been common sense. And I was like, you didn't point it out.
That's too funny.
So, yeah.
That's crazy.
So I make sure I point out stuff to my kids and I explain things thoroughly to my kids.
Right. Exactly.
I remember those days.
I'm man.
I didn't know.
Too funny.
Right? Oh man.
So there's a funny mental health story. At least it wasn't something that somebody was able to manipulate me and pull me into a corner and do this horrible stuff to me and whatnot. I was doing it myself. I was stripping down myself and I didn't even know it.
That's too funny.
Oh my god, it's crazy. Stuff like that.
Man.
Crazy. So yeah, back then there was no awareness.
Oh God, no. God, no.
Any of that, so yeah, I make sure I go through with everything with my kids. Like, look, be honest, be open, talk to me, ask me anything you want, tell me anything you want. I don't care. I don't want you to be afraid to say something.
Yeah.
Because when I was a child, I was always afraid to say something because people would just tell me, just pretend to be like everybody else. Well, now we know that's masking.
My children children tell me too much.
Oh, mine do too. Mine do too.
Too much.
Yep, I hear you.
The look on your face.
I'm like, why are you not tell me that? That's not what you tell your mom.
I don't know if I need to know about your sex life like that. I don't know if I need to. And I'm talking even my son. Like,
my son's the worst too.
Like, he has said to me over the years, Jesus Christ.
Oh.
But there you go. See, like, he's got that. I always wondered, maybe, I know he has the emotional disturbance issue, like massive. He's a massive, what do you call it, depressive bipolar with like anxiety and stuff like that. My nephew has, one of my nephews has schizophrenia.
Yeah.
So it's really bad in our family, and he got it from me and my sister's lineage, and then his own father had issues too. So it's like, oh, that's great. And then me and my son's father both had mental illness. My daughter's father, I don't know. I'm debating on that one.
That's a whole story on its own.
I think he is a little psycho, though. Even my daughter said, I think my father's bipolar. She says, I really do think he is. Well, man, Jesus, I've seen some shit. That's all I'm saying. So I kind of think he might be too. So there you go. Both my children.
With so many nowadays, though, I think nowadays you're gonna have the majority of people are connected either in their own family or somebody that they know. Because
Bad
now
genetics.
there's more of us out there people than there are typical. You know, there's more neurologically different people.
But always be an advocate, everybody out there. Be an advocate for your children and your friends and family members.
Yeah.
And if they need help, then get them help. You know,
like a lot of people, because more recently is when I've been more open about who I really am. Like for the 23 years that I've done advocacy work with all kinds of real positive results. You know, and stuff like that, because the work was radio was my work stuff. It's the stuff I'm trying to keep separate. I'm trying to build my business on it. And sometimes people just don't want to hear, oh, the advocacy or whatever until it affects them, you know, or affects somebody.
Tonight, we wanted to talk about both.
Yeah, so we're doing both. For to me, it's a combination of everything. So now I'm bringing more of it out because it's like the bigger my name gets with the platforms, I'm still going to advocate. That means it's going to give a bigger platform for the knowledge to come out. And I'm going to.
Are there any PSAs you could play at all? I don't know.
I'm sure there's things I can do for that. You know, like
there's like PSAs out there and stuff.
Little by little, like incorporating little things, and maybe like, hey, you know what? If you're having an anxiety today, you're not feeling good, you just want to reach out to talk to somebody. Here's a counseling number. And then post a number for the counts, like every now and then on the station and stuff like that. Because for me, I had to become that. I mean, we all know we're all now that experts and all that stuff, but I literally went through the training to become all the different therapy experts and the mental health expert. And I did the training with all the lawyers, special needs attorneys, so that I could be the attorney.
Amazing.
That's awesome. Sucks. But it sucks. A parent shouldn't have to be a lawyer and a therapist and an ABA and all this stuff just to send your child to school. That's wrong. That is so wrong. I attended the hall meeting not that long ago. I was at an intimate dinner with Dr. Temple Grandin.
Nice.
By the OC Autism Foundation. They brought out Dr. Temple Grandin. For those that don't know, look this up. Dr. Temple Grandin. She is a world-renowned scientist.
Wow.
She's also one of the most famous autistic people out there, who is the biggest advocate for us. And for those that don't know, she travels the world advocating, and people reach out to her from all over the place, because in her scientific studies and what she did is she revolutionized the way American farmers raise their animals.
Yes, she did.
Figured out animal behavior and stuff like that through her autism stuff, and you know, and everything. And like, she's been sought out by so many people, even CEOs and stuff, and Simi Valley and things like that. And she tells people, you've no clue how many of the people that run our world are on the spectrum. They don't tell people because they don't want the stigmata. So they don't tell people. But she was, so when I was invited out by OC Autism, because I'm such an intricate part of the special needs community and the advocacy and all the stuff like that. So it's like an invitation for royalty dinner or something. There was no more than like 100 people invited to sit down to an intimate dinner with her, and everybody got their chance to sit down and have a one-on-one talk with her.
Wow.
That is so super rare, because I'm so involved in all that stuff, you know, but with that, like she's done so much, and people don't even know who she was. And unless you're part of that community, then you realize she has changed so much to that for our community, for the better and stuff. So she uses her platform, you know, famous scientist, still uses that platform to talk about the autism community and how even engineers, you need to have an autistic, non-mechanical thinking mind on your team. And she talked about how I'm not Chernobyl. It was the oh my God, it was the nuclear meltdown they had. The problem they had recently. I can't think of the name of the facility.
Me neither. It's Fugazi or something that started with an F.
The facility. So as an example, she was talking about as an example. Okay, she said she looked at the statistics and she boom, figured out how they could have easily fixed that problem, and it would have never happened because her non-mechanical thinking mind immediately saw a solution.
Yeah.
Because that's not even something that they even thought of as a problem. And she immediately saw it as the problem. And she's like,
Right.
I can build a nuclear plant and not have it melt down like this.
Hmm.
And that's
Right.
Dr. Temple Grandin, because her mind works that way. And she's like, that's
Right.
why you have to have, autistic people too in your community and
Yes.
in your workplace and on the engineering teams. They might not be able to do this back and forth, but what you miss and caused all those deaths, an autistic person saw it immediately. So there's such a
Yeah.
demand for people like us that the
Mhm.
general public doesn't realize.
Yeah.
A lot of us run your world.
Yeah.
So if you want to make fun of my daughter, I can't wait till the day she fixes the world's problems.
Dude,
You know?
Elon Musk is autistic. So you know what I'm saying? Like, and he's like the richest motherfucker in the planet. That's what I'm saying. Like,
as soon as I saw him, we all recognized.
yeah,
We knew. We all knew.
oh, definitely. I could tell there was I could tell there was something else going on there. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
You can tell. But like, you know what? For as much stigmata as people put on, because they only see the severity.
Yeah.
They don't see the intelligence. They don't see the problem solving behind those eyes. They don't see all those things. They just see, oh, she's flapping her hands.
Yeah.
They don't see anything. You know what? When you twirl your hair and you're flirting, guess what the doctors and therapists call that? It's the same stem as my daughter doing this. When you're chewing on your nail because of nervousness or you're flirting or whatever, it's the exact same thing as someone doing this. As an autistic, it's a different level, but it's literally considered the same thing. So when people only see the negative, they forget there's a positive, and then you lose out on so much more. So anything that I do, I'm happy to expand for the radio stuff. But the reason I even have this job is because of my special needs life with my family.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get the 9-to-5 privilege like everybody else. And I'm sorry, it is a privilege for people to just be able to I miss out on some big, huge events, even like the Rainbow had a huge event with the Bullet Boys and all these. And I know a lot of the bands that were playing, honestly. And the band Zach O'Corin and my friend Bochet, she works with
Bochet, I love you, Bochet.
And helping Zach out on stage and being the dancer and helping him do stuff. So she's on stage with him as well. And she had asked me to be on stage with them too. I had done it once before, and she asked me to come out and get on stage with her again to be there. And they were the opening for it and all that. I'm like, okay, sounds great. That'll be fun. I'll add that to there. No problem, whatever. And I'll be there to coverage for the show.
Right.
And because of my special needs life stuff here in the house that happened, everything got changed around and I couldn't go. I wouldn't be able to even go on my own. And then there was people going, well, we'll come and pick you up and we'll rearrange and we'll come. I can't do it now. I just can't, well, why can't you? Because why can't you just, you know what? Why don't you come and sit in my shoes for about 10 hours and then tell me how I can adjust?
Right.
Yes. Exactly.
So that I miss out on, because even if it's something I've planned way ahead of time, it doesn't matter if something here changes.
Yeah.
This is first.
That's right.
Of course. Yeah, that's
right. Life.
Yeah.
Make no mistake. I've always, since I was a teenager, that was my dream as a teenager. I wanted to be on radio. I wanted to promote bands. I wanted to do all that because I grew up in a band family of friends at 14 years old. I found my clique. I found the people that didn't call me weird, because they are weird. They're the musicians. They're the unique. They're that community.
Yeah.
I found my people, right? You guys are my people. I found my people that way, and I'd always wanted to do this, but I couldn't because my life took a different route with my children and the diagnosis. And it was like, God said, well, that's okay, because I'm going to bring you back around. Yeah. So now you've learned all of this, and now you can I'm going to put you in a position where you can go do all this now, because I have no choice but to do a different way of working, and in the end, I ended up doing what I really wanted to do, but I had to take a pause. I took a 25-year pause just to do what I had to do more for my family. And now I'm doing this, but it's because of what happened to my family. So at the same time, I'm getting to live my dream job because of what happened to my family in the first place. And I'm always going to advocate for it. I'm always going to say something about it, because the
Mhm.
majority of people have some form of mental issues,
Yeah.
and something happening, and people can
Mhm.
relate to us, even
Yeah.
if they think we're a little too much. I stopped saying, well, I'm sorry for being too much. And I started saying, well, maybe you're not enough.
Right.
There you go.
Exactly.
There you
It's
go.
true.
And when people look at me like, how rude? Well, what do you think you said to me is? You don't think that's
Exactly.
rude? I'm just
Mhm.
going to mirror you. And if you don't like it, then you should know I didn't like what you said either. I just mirrored you. I didn't do nothing different. I just
I,
repeated your words and placed you in that position.
I say I already got a lot of people that love my ass. Why do I care if there's another person? Look, I don't know. At the end of the day, people come and go.
I mean, they
And
do, but it's just the awareness that if I'm different than you or my child's different than you, don't treat me like I don't belong there,
yeah,
or my child doesn't belong there, or treat us different because
yeah.
of some whatever issue.
Mhm.
You don't even, if you don't even know me, then why are you coming and doing stupid stuff to me? When I walk
Right.
away from somebody doing stupid stuff to me or my children or anything like that, people take it as, oh, that she's just weak, or haha, I intimidated her, or I can come up and do because she's just going to look at me and walk away. No,
So
when I walk away, I'm not saving me and my daughter. I'm saving
you,
you.
you know, and you know
Yeah.
what happens. You know what happens to
Yeah.
people like that in my world? they
Yeah.
get they get flattened tires.
That's why I'm like,
Oh,
I'm saving you. If I'm walking away from a
I'm
situation, I don't want to deal with this, and you're purposely trying to do something,
yeah.
I'm not walking away because I'm intimidated. Make no mistake, you don't know who I am, what I've been through, and what I've had to claw my way out of, and who I've had to claw my way from. So if I'm walking away, I don't want to have to do it again, because you're
It's
going to
so I
get
don't
hurt.
hurt you. It's so I
Yeah.
don't hurt you. That's
So
why
I
I'm
don't
walking
hurt you.
away. So I don't
yeah.
fuck you up.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm
And
walking away for
I don't
your
want to,
safety.
I'm walking away for your safety. I'm not going to say anything I'm going to regret. But if we're making a physical
Well, I
altercation,
wouldn't regret it.
No, I wouldn't either.
you know what I mean? It's
Because
like
I
people
wouldn't care.
they just don't, they think, oh, because of this or that. You know what? Just if
Fuck them.
you don't have to accept me, and just ignore me then. Don't give me any hassle for being there too.
Fuck
You do
them.
that, you
They've
know?
just made it easier for you. You've already diagnosed the problem for me. Thank you. Ass.
Exactly. You want to do that? I'm gonna sit here and mental
Bye-bye.
diagnose you right now.
Toodles.
You know. But yeah, it's just like it gets tiring. It just gets tiring after a while, you know. And
I've,
it's like
I've cut out I've
so,
cut out whole friendships that I've had for, like 5 to 8 years or so. You know what I mean? I had a whole business partnership and a radio show with a motherfucker and walked away from it because she said the wrong fucking thing one too many times.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, especially like I don't deal with certain things. Like I don't deal with sexism, racism. I don't deal with homophobia or transphobia. So if you're coming at me with any of that bullshit, you're gonna get a different Jenny. Okay? I'm one of the nicest people on the planet, but fuck around and find out. Because I am that bitch that will tell you about yourself, and I don't care. I don't like people that are rude like that. Like, and nobody has time for that. Can't we all just get along? Can't we all, I don't know, be civil with one another and treat each other with respect? That's all I ask for. That's all I ask for. You know what I mean? I don't ask for a lot.
And send me your music.
Yes, like I'll play your music. I'll help you. Help get exposure for you. I just hooked up Stephen Archer with my friend Jennifer Modette Perry on another radio show. Actually, I would like to submit him to you as well.
Okay, sure.
Stephen Archer.
Yeah.
He's got some really amazing music that he does. As does his wife. So I think they would be good.
Bands that I could submit to you too. Then
Yeah.
I'll send you bands.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Because we're always booking. We're always booking for the show. Right now we're booked out to mid-January, I think.
Oh,
If I
wow,
remember
that's
correctly.
Yep.
I try to always be booked out 3 to 6 months in advance. Just because it, fills in. Like Wicked Entertaining fills up very fucking fast. Everybody and their brother wants to be on this show.
That is so good. I love how you guys started doing
this thing, Rock Rage Radio alone, we deal with thousands and thousands of bands from around the world just on that one platform. Yeah. And I go through and cherry pick. That's what I like to call cherry picking. I go through and I look at all the bands that submit music and I go check them out. I'm like, oh, I really like these guys. Like 12 Gauge Confessional. They're coming on in January. So like there's something you just got to go out and like, I cherry pick. But I like bands from around the world. I don't like just the same shit all the time. And it's not always metal. Sometimes it's reggae. Sometimes it's, hip hop. Sometimes it's like, Blackwell that was on the show long ago. Like we got
that guy.
Pound Cake. Dude,
I love that.
Fucking awesome.
He sends me stuff all the time. I'm so excited.
He's been in a Coca-Cola commercial or some shit. He submit. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Is that really?
We like different stuff on here. I know you're predominantly rock on your show, like rock and metal and stuff.
For the most part, rock and metal. But I do get people. But from the Plow Zone radio show, though, for them. We also play different types as well. So I tell people, even though it's really rock and metal and stuff, with the Plow Zone, we want to feature they still have a lot of the metal and the rock, but they'll feature whatever, something new, something different. It matters. So even if on one end it's more like this type of genre, because I'm on so many different sites, other sites though we're expanded so we can do other things, other genres. So it's not really anymore for on that, like Rockers Edge.
Then I'd like to submit Blackwell for that one then.
But you can
I heard some different people. We've got some really good ones on the show. Like, I don't know.
We like to listen to different stuff from, on there too. And we'll sit there and talk about it and pick it apart, or we love it or whatever, and do the same things. But so that one gives me a little bit more of that leeway of music to, for people to submit in. And we've had people sending in stuff like that, and like new wave and that type of stuff, and just something a little different, a lot of acoustics, and, so I like that they give me a little bit more leeway of what we can play. So now I'm getting
that's good.
Other people.
That's cool.
Cool. Now you're taking this. Hey, I have a song I want to send to you. I'm like, all right, send it on.
That's good.
So
that's
cool. I like this. I like the platform with them, Scott Reese and Scott Plowman. Shout out to them. They are the main guys on there, the owners of the station there, and just bringing me on to actually do live co-hosting for 30 minutes every Wednesday. That's
wonderful.
Love it. Wow. I love that feeling. And then it shows I have followers from the UK, and I'm like, oh, they listened to me. They actually liked what I had to say or whatever, but like even in there, I'll still throw in a little bit of my autism platform as far as, little tips and stuff like that, and whatever mental health therapy tips and things like that, because sometimes the songs sent to us are specifically touching on, well, because of this mental health issue, we came up with a song that addresses this, and this.
Okay.
So when it comes to songs like that, I'll throw in my therapy tip here and there in case anybody needs to hear this.
That's awesome.
This happens, if you do this, it might help counteract it or whatever. So I kind of do a little bit of that too. And I like that because people are they're responsive to me, and they like, and we're a little nuts on that show too. They're a little wild. Scott Reese is a little bit more down to earth and the responsible one, and Scott Plowman, the main owner, is like me, is kind of a little out there. So
it's always fun.
But that's cool. That's good.
Yeah, we'll definitely send music from back and forth because they like to collaborate too. So they love it too, and we'll go back and forth.
Hell yeah, that's great. Well, let's see. We shout out to some people that were watching tonight. Shout out to our buddies from Last Days. Shout out to Peter Swider. Shout out to Vinny Vincent from Hell's Gate.
Hey, Vinny.
And shout out to Scott Hoffman. I'm just gonna say that. Okay, I'm not gonna.
Thank you.
Be,
Let's move along.
things. I'm gonna move along. Exactly. But thank you for watching. We appreciate you, all of you, everybody out there watching. We appreciate you. You've been watching Wicked Entertaining. I'm Jennifer DeVoe Muse. We've got the lovely co-host Amy Bowman. We have been interviewing the incredibly talented Dilly Briggs from
World famous now.
Show, hell yeah, on Chaotic Radio and Rocker's Edge Radio. And she's on a lot of really great programs. She's been syndicated. So go check her out. She's also an autism spokesperson and advocate. So check out all of her stuff. Can you please share where people can listen or watch your podcasts?
Yes. So for the Rocker's Edge Radio and Chaotic Radio, you can, for the links for that, because again, it's they just relaunched it new. So there's going to be new links that need to be switched over. But you can find the links on the Dilly News Rock Show page. I'm on social media, on Facebook, on Instagram. I'm on the show pages as well for Chaotic Radio as well. Then you can also hear me on the Plow Zone Radio Show. I'm live on Wednesdays. So between 11 and 1, my half hour kind of bounces around. Sometimes they call me earlier, they call me later. It just depends on like what is scheduled for the day. But somewhere on Wednesdays, we go live. And then it's syndicated over the weekend. And so all of the pages will have the links so you can, listen to me on these different stations. For anything that has the written review added to it as well, you can go to Inside the Orange Curtain and OC.
Oh.
Oh.
I don't know where she went.
Me neither.
Okay, right out there. Maybe your computer died. I'm not sure. Well, anyway, we were wrapping things up. So, shout out to Dilly Briggs, the Dilly News Rock Show. Go
Dilly,
check her
thank you for coming on.
Yes, thank you so much to Dilly Briggs for being on the show tonight. We really appreciate you. Not sure what happened. Technical difficulties, probably. Usually it's like internet or something stupid. But we want to thank the lovely Amy Bowman, the sultry songstress, for being on yet another incredible episode with us. And join us tomorrow as we delve further into slasher films. This time, we're going to the 80s, bitches. The 80s.
The 80s.
All the incredible stuff. All the incredible stuff. We covered some great stuff from the 60s and 70s. That was great stuff. We did Psycho. We talked about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Silent Night, Bloody Night. We talked about John Carpenter's Halloween. We talked about a bunch of stuff. So many great movies. So many great stuff.
Really exciting.
Great slasher films. Just amazing.
Tomorrow's going to be the best too.
Oh, I can't wait. So tomorrow, join us for Fear and Fascination, Horror, Sci-Fi, and Fantasy Unleashed at 4 p.m. Pacific Time, at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Get Real Global TV and Get Real Global Radio, KGRL. You can find us on our YouTube channel. Just type in at Get Real Global TV. You can also find us on Twitch, same thing, at Get Real Global TV. And, here we go. We were in the process of saying thank you so much for being on the show tonight.
There we are. Thank you.
We really appreciate you. Thank you so much, Dilly Briggs.
I'm really glad you were
on our show tonight. We're great. We are very grateful that you were on. We were like, where did she go?
All of a sudden it died. I was like, oh, I didn't even realize my laptop was fully charged. I swear it was.
Not what I just said. I said that her computer died. Anyway,
it just died all of a sudden.
I pegged that one. Well, anyway, we want to say thank you so much for being on the show tonight. We really appreciate you. We were just telling everybody where to find you so they can go listen to your show. And then we were telling people to join us tomorrow on Get Real Global TV. And we're going to be on YouTube and Twitch. Check us out. Just type in at Get Real Global TV on YouTube. You can also hit the links whenever I go live on our Instagram, as well as our, I believe I have it on our LinkedIn. I have it on our Facebook, a bunch of different Facebook pages. We go live on there, and you can even go on my page, Jenna. Well, it's if you type in like at Jenny DeVoe Muse on Facebook, or just type in my full name if you want. You'll find me there too. But check us out. You've been watching Wicked Entertaining tonight with our wonderful featured guest, Dilly Briggs from the Dilly News Rock Show on Chaotic Radio and Rockers Edge Radio and the Plow Zone Radio Show. And so amazing stuff. Thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you to the Sultry Sauces, Amy Bowman. Thank you out there in the world somewhere, the Mac Daddy of Metal, Shyler Staver.
Mac Daddy.
His fucking honeymoon still. He needs to hurry up.
He's getting Mac on. Mac Daddy's getting
We said as soon as that motherfucker is back from his shit, I'm putting him to work. He's going to start doing concerts and festivals, and we're going to start attacking this. And I'm going to get Amy into, if you want to also, I was going to get Amy into some red carpet stuff. So if you want to join her on the red carpet, I can get you some stuff too. So movie premieres and some other things if you want to do that. Anything, I don't know if you want to branch out into that type of stuff, but I'd like Amy to also cover some of the, what do you call those, film festivals and things like that.
Yeah. Oh, very cool.
Yeah, some nice. bigger stuff. So we're working on big fish to fry.
Nice. Very nice. Well, thank you so much for having me on, lovely ladies. I appreciate it. I love you guys so much. This was fun. I love talking about all this stuff. I love catching up with you guys. I'm so happy you guys are doing this again and stuff. Trying to keep me in view since I'm on the phone now.
Yes.
Sorry, my laptop died at the last second.
That's all right. But thank you again so much. And thank you to everyone out there for watching Wicked Entertaining tonight. We'll be back tomorrow with the Sultry Songstress and Jenny back on the attack. We're going to be doing slasher films from the 80s tomorrow on Fear and Fascination, Horror, Sci-Fi, and Fantasy Unleashed. Exactly. Join us tomorrow, 4 p.m. 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Get Real Global TV. Till then, have a good night.
Good night.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Billy.